Now on CoastTV News.
A home explosion in Dagsboro, what we're learning at this hour. The clock is ticking ahead of another possible government shutdown, what you need to know about how it affects you before the midnight deadline.
This is CoastTV News Midday.
It's 5664 Gumtree Road.
You're looking at the scene of a house explosion now in Dagsboro. The Dagsboro Volunteer Fire Department got this call to the location on Gumtree Road just after 7 a.m. Good morning and thank you for joining us. Today is Tuesday, September 30th. I'm Grace Eckerly and welcome to CoastTV News Midday. This is the home where authorities say the explosion happened. It prompted an enormous emergency crew response this morning, responding to the scene. Georgetown, Millsboro, Frankfort, Indian River, and Selbyville fire companies, Delaware State Police Aviation Trooper 2 over that scene as well. And it's where we're finding Coast TV's Brandon Ferguson. Brandon, it's a situation that required a number of fire crews to respond this morning.
Department says over 100 first responders responded to this house explosion here in Dagsboro, and where we are across the street is the closest we could get, but you can still see the massive response here. And I want you to take a look at the roof of the blue house. That blue roof is that's the house that exploded, and earlier today we saw firemen with ladders on top of that roof. We also saw people around the scene, DSP drones up in the air. This is a very active scene, and just about 30 minutes ago officials held a press conference giving us the latest on this house explosion.
So no determination into this incident will likely happen anytime soon. I can't give a time frame, a deadline of when we'll have a determination in the origin and cause of the incident, but we do have members on scene conducting the investigation as we speak.
Just before we came on live here, this entire road was also lined with first responders, as well as this road, Molly Field Road. And let's just take you back to the scene. You can still see it's a very active scene with a massive response here in Dagsboro. A house explosion happening right there at that blue house. The cause unknown yet, but you can still see the right side of that blue roof and then the entire front side of that blue roof slanted down as what happened with that explosion. As we learn more, we'll keep you updated on Coast TV News social and our website, as well as tonight on Coast TV News at 5 and 6. Live in Dagsboro, Brandon Ferguson, Coast TV News.
Thank you, Brandon. And as he said, this is a developing story and we're going to continue to provide updates. Check our social media, check our website, and we will be back here at 5 and 6 with the latest updates. October Fire Prevention Month and the Salisbury Fire Department reminding you to stay safe. According to the department, this year's theme is Charge into Fire Safety, lithium-ion batteries in your home. Most electronic devices use these kinds of batteries. I'm sure you're familiar. And the department says if they're not used correctly, they can overheat and even explode. Salisbury Fire Department says people should only buy products that undergo national lab testing. Charge your devices safely and dispose of batteries correctly. Now taking a live look into Laurel this morning, our first alert meteorologist, Chris Mastrobono, joining us now for a first look at the forecast. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Grace. It's day 2 of what, you guessed it, cloudy conditions across the area. We're seeing overcast skies into ocean view, pretty breezy conditions developing at the coast. We're at 72 degrees, still feel that mugginess in the air with dew points in the 60s. And you can see the winds relatively calm further inland you go, but at the coast we're seeing some sustained winds upwards of 15 to 20 miles an hour. Gusts approaching 18 to 20, and those winds are going to be picking up throughout the afternoon and into the evening. We are dry despite some green on the radar return there. That is not reaching the surface. Cold front to the north, that is going to be dropping down tonight and finally squashing this humid air mass that we have in place across Delmarva. Here is Imelda, a hurricane, just short hours ago named a hurricane, pushing out to sea. Here is Imelda and here is Humberto. Both of these systems are pushing out to sea and are only going to cause rough surf along our coastline over the next few days, as well as dangerous risk of rip currents. We'll talk more about that, plus some nice fall-like air is on the way, Grace.
Good to know. Thank you, Chris. Today, the first of 4 public hearings this fall in the Delaware General Assembly to discuss property reassessment. This is in the wake of a spike of homeowner tax bills. After today, the hearings will continue on October 7th, October 21st, and November 4th. Those meetings are to be held at Legislative Hall in Dover, all of which starting at 9:30 a.m. Viewers may remember in August, Governor Matt Meyer signed a series of bills aimed at combating property reassessment. Those bills passed after an hours-long special session just that month. According to Governor Matt Meyer, the legislation creates fairer tax rates and gives homeowners flexible payment plans, as well as providing refunds to people who overpaid. Lawmakers say the change will also keep school funding intact. However, at a press conference, Republican leaders expressed concern over what they call a rushed process, with rules suspended to introduce and vote on the bills in the same day. New this morning, Delawareans can weigh in on updates to the state's growth and spending strategies. The Delaware Office of State Planning Coordination is hosting a workshop today in Georgetown. According to the state, the plan helps guide where and how state resources are invested. Comments will be accepted in writing or by email until October 10th. The office says tonight's workshop takes place at Sussex County Emergency Operations Center, again in Georgetown at 4:30 p.m. Over in Lewes, the city is the last place that is still charging for parking, but that's about to end. The final day of beach parking is today. Downtown meters, though, will still be active through October 14th. Rehoboth Beach, Dewey Beach, Bethany Beach, and Fenwick Island all wrapped up their charges on September 15th. The cost for beach parking is $2.50 and downtown $1.50. Coming up on Coast TV News at midday, weight loss medications can significantly lead to that weight loss, but how much are you really going to lose? Well, that varies from person to person. What a new study today is revealing about those drugs. But first, the government shutdown tonight. If lawmakers can't come to an agreement, how the potential shutdown affects you. That's next after the break. President Donald Trump framing homeless people with mental illness as a public safety threat. And he's saying he believes forcing them into long-term institutions will restore public order. Trump has said he would support the government reopening, quote, insane asylums for people with serious mental illness. Trump also wants states to expand assisted outpatient treatments to offer medication and intensive services for people outside of a hospital setting. The federal government could shut down tonight. That's unless Congress reaches an agreement by midnight. Democrats want to undo recent Medicaid cuts and preserve certain Obamacare subsidies. They also want to make it harder for the president to cut funds that Congress has already approved of. For Americans, a shutdown may affect customer service, paperwork, food inspections, national parks, and more. Social Security payments would continue, but air travelers, you could be experiencing some delays. New this morning, a second detainee who was shot at an immigration and customs enforcement facility in Dallas has died. Miguel Angel Garcia Hernandez was one of those 3 detainees shot in the attack that happened last week. A Homeland Security official says the 32-year-old died while still hospitalized after the shooting. That third victim still remaining hospitalized.
Overcast skies as we take a live look into Milford. Temperature there 72 degrees despite the cloudiness. It's going to be a mild afternoon with temperatures reaching the mid to upper 70s. Still have that mugginess in the air. Congratulations to Sherry Allen of Millsboro, Delaware. You're the winner of our Coast TV weather umbrella. Coming up, we'll talk about it finally feeling like fall on Delmarva and the latest on Umberto and Imelda right after the break. final day of September. Where did this month go? And it's been a rather gloomy start to the week as we take a live look into Cambridge. 72 there. Winds out of the north at about 8 miles an hour. And we're holding generally in the low 70s at this hour. We're at 72 in Milton, 71 Rehoboth, 73 Ocean City, and 70 in Del Mar. You can see the wind flow out of the northeast. Winds are going to be picking up along the coast here throughout the day and really continuing into our Wednesday. Right now, gusts anywhere between about 15 to 25 miles an hour out of the northeast. It's been a rather muggy stretch of weather. We have a cold front pushing through the area tonight, and that's going to allow for Canadian drier air to build into the region, and we're going to be seeing dew points in the 40s and 50s, and we're going to get this kind of the stagnant air out of here. Look at the dew point in New York City there. 50, 55, 40, and 50 degree dew points are sinking southward as that front marches to the south. We're going to be cloudy, but stay dry through the afternoon. There is that front sinking southward, and there's our two tropical systems. We have Imelda just off the Carolinas, and then there is Umberto. And Umberto is looking a little raggedy. Still a Category 2 hurricane. Excuse me, a Category 1 hurricane has weakened considerably, and then here is Imelda, just became a hurricane early this morning. Umberto is going to continue to curve out to sea, and Imelda is going to continue out to sea as well. In fact, intensify into a Category 2 hurricane over the next day, but all we have to deal with is rough surf and some potential coastal flooding. High pressure builds in through the week, and we stay dry. Gale warnings continue through 6 o'clock Wednesday for the entire Delmarva coast, as well as high surf advisories. These kick in at 2 p.m. Accomack, Worcester County could be dealing with waves as high as 11 feet come tomorrow. Highs today with cloudy skies, 76 Lewes, we're at 77 Harrington, 78 Easton, 76 in Salisbury, again with those winds picking up at the coast. We stay cloudy through the evening and overnight. We wake up to a few clouds, especially southern Delmarva, but you could see the cloud deck clearing out from north to south and plenty of sunshine by tomorrow afternoon, but much cooler, upper 60s to lower 70s. There's those winds gusting up to 30 miles an hour through the evening. By early tomorrow morning, we're gusting upwards of 35, 40, primarily along the coast, and then we'll see rather breezy conditions continue into Thursday. High pressure building in. There goes our tropical systems heading out to sea, and they may actually merge well out in the Atlantic. Rare phenomenon there, but that kicks out. High pressure builds in, and we're looking pretty nice to round out the week. 76 degrees this afternoon. Again, breezy at the coast, 59 overnight with decreasing clouds through the morning. And then we're looking at plenty of sunshine by Wednesday afternoon. We could see morning lows Thursday and Friday in the 40s. Plenty of sunshine by Friday, and the weekend looking spectacular. We have country calling there in Ocean City, looking fantastic with temperatures in the 70s.
Hope you're having a good day so far here along coastal Delmarva. But if you join us for some coast life at 4 o'clock, here's what's in store for you. We've got plenty of amazing causes and some great 5Ks for you to partake in. And we have a great debate for you. Pumpkin spice. Is she worth the hype, or maybe you don't think so? We'll get to all of that today at 4 on Coast Life. We'll see you then.
Today, paper checks from the federal government are about to be a thing of the past. The Treasury Department will stop issuing paper checks today. That includes Social Security beneficiaries, also how the IRS issues tax refunds. It's all part of Trump's administration's efforts to fully modernize federal benefit payments, and they say it will save money while also fighting financial fraud. Coming up, a closer look at the science behind weight loss drugs. New research that's suggesting your unique biology may play a big role in how much weight you could lose. That's after the break. The popularity of GLP-1 drugs for weight loss continues to rise, and a new study suggests the amount a patient will lose may just be part of their biology. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither talks to the lead researcher about how their findings are showing that it's an important step in helping those who have obesity.
They've become an important weapon in the battle against obesity. GLP-1 medications can lead to significant weight loss, but how much you'll lose on them varies from person to person.
There are lots of different root causes that can lead someone to have obesity. And anytime you have something like that, where you have multiple causes that can lead to something, there's never going to be a single medication that's going to work well for everyone.
Daniel Rotroff with Cleveland Clinic is one of the lead researchers of a study that looked at whether genetics has a hand in weight loss on these drugs. They keyed in on a gene called neurobeachin. It's a protein in the part of the brain that regulates how full or hungry you feel. While everyone has this gene, he says variations in it may affect how well the gene works.
And we found that some of the variation was associated with increased weight loss and some of it was associated with decreased weight loss.
Rotroff says evaluating this gene alone may not be accurate enough to make the decision on whether a person should or should not take GLP-1 drugs for weight loss, but he says it could be an important step toward making a treatment plan personalized for each patient.
With this gene score combined with other factors, lifestyle, sex, ancestry, other genes, maybe we could develop a truly accurate test for GLP-1.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Cloudy skies on Delmarva this Tuesday as we take a live look into Laurel. 72 degrees, a mild, muggy afternoon as we see highs top out in the mid-70s. You get your forecast anytime by dialing the First Alert Weather Phone, sponsored by Broxton and Dallas Federico. Your 10-day forecast right after the break. Clouds and mugginess will be with us at least for one more day. Winds are going to be picking up, especially at the coast this afternoon through Wednesday. Also, a dangerous risk of rip currents kicking off today and lasting through Friday. Surf kicking up to about 11 foot on Wednesday. Plenty of sunshine through the late week. And then we warm those temperatures back up into the 70s and 80s through the weekend. Grace.
Thanks, Chris, and thank you for joining us here on Coast TV News Midday. If you'd like more local news and weather, you can download our Coast TV News app. Don't forget to join us right back here for Coast TV News at 5 later this afternoon. Until then, have a great day.